The game of life and how to play it. I remember a few years ago, I read this book written in 1925 by Florence Scovel Shinn. A little book, not a lot. But recently, during my recent trip to Europe, I met with a friend. And the first thing that she told me that she has learned recently was that life here on earth is a game and we don't know the rules and we keep losing, trying very hard to play it, but we play it randomly and we get lost in it. We keep losing and losing ourselves. So, this idea of life as a game that we don't know its true rules and we work so hard to play it, but again, we keep losing, and the ultimate loss is losing ourselves. So, what are the rules of life? And one core rule that I believe we learn early on, and it leads us into the scam of the scams and the game of life, is a rule that I have to be good. That if I am good, then good will come. I will get the good. Everything is going to be all right. I will get to experience life as heaven on earth only if I will be good. And in itself, this there is nothing wrong with this law, with this rule. It's just that this law is given by man, by the world. We step into it. And this law that the wording in itself, it's everything is right with it. It's just that it's misused, misconstructed, it's abused, it's in the hands of man that we use it towards one another, towards ourselves, and in this way we abuse it. We miss the whole point in the end. So I will invite each of you now, while I'm sharing this, to go inside, to be within yourself, and to see within yourself, in your personal history, in your personal life, in your heart, in your soul, to see the truth that is meant to set us all free. So this belief, let's each go inside and see how we each learned this for ourselves in the world, how it was given to us by others, starting, of course, early on in life with the primary people in our life, the mother, the father, the siblings, in our core family, original family. That's where we learned the main rules of life and how they were given to us in truth or not in truth. That's what set our life moving forward. So let's go, each of us, within and notice this law, notice this belief. If I'm good, I will get good. Everything is going to be good. Life is going to be good. What does it mean to be good? In whose eyes I have to be good? Who do I want? Who do I need to see me as being good in order to what? If I'm a good child, if I'm a good baby, if I'm a good daughter or son, and notice what comes for you personally. Who was the first main person in your life that you really wanted to be good for in order to get the acceptance, the approval, the praise, the attention, the affection, the validation, the love from? Who did you need out of all people? And you might still do. Who was and might still be the one person in your life in whose eyes you wanted, you needed to be good, so everything good will come. In whose eyes you might have felt that no matter how hard you tried, no matter how hard you worked, how much you changed yourself, you tried to behave well, to speak well, to do the right thing. No matter how hard you tried, it was never quite enough, quite good enough. You've never quite made it in getting that approval, that acceptance, that love that you've always longed for. That love whose key word is unconditional. No conditions, no ifs and thens, no in order to, but just because I am, just because I exist right here, right now, I am allowed to, I can be loved, I can be accepted, and I am enough. I am all that I need to be. I am, I am, I am, I am. So, from that person that might come to you right now in your mind, just notice how this rule, learning this rule, that if only I would be good, then everything will be good. I'll get everything good in life. And you can even take this trip, this journey into your personal history now, the movie of your life so far, starting with the earliest experiences. And notice how this law, this rule, this belief, conviction has played out for you. Just notice in truth. Truth is, it is what is as is, not as it needs to be, as we want it to be, as it's supposed to be, as I insisted or justify it to be. It is what it is. I see what is as is. So if you can allow this self-inquiry now, it's coming already because we open the door to truth. And notice how this law in the game of life, this rule, this number one rule, has played out for you personally in your personal experiences. How your belief, how your struggles, attempts, working so hard to be good, to do the right thing in the eyes of others. Notice if it has given you the promised land, if this rule has played out in the way you expected to, which is if I'm good, everything will be good. Life will be good. And again, notice in truth not how we insisted to be, but how it was actually played. And what does it mean to be good? Good means in the eyes of others, of the world. Whatever I was told to do, the way to behave, the way to speak, the way to act, the way to choose, as others would expect of me. So if I please others, if I follow others, if I obey, if I listen to, if I give myself away and choose others, it means I'm good. I'm good in the way, in the eyes of the world. And the world will accept me fully. And perhaps even more, I will get everything I need and I want from the world. I will fit in the world. I will belong in the world. And the harder I work to be good, to do good, in the eyes of the world, once again, it's important to see in whose eyes is this goodness, whose rules are we playing. So if I work very hard to be good, then I receive the love, I receive the goodness of life, of the world. So the key is in whose eyes, who has to see me good. And in trying so hard to please the mirrors of others, of the world, in this process, I might notice now that I went further and further away from myself. I believed others, I followed others, I listened to others, I tried to please others, to get others' approval, everything about others. But in this process, I had to choose between myself and the world with others, made of others. I had to make a choice constantly to be good in the eyes of the mirrors outside or being free within myself, choosing freely, choosing unconditionally, unbounded by any outside rules or laws, man made rules and laws. I had to give myself away. I had to abandon myself, to betray myself sometimes. I had to constantly choose between me and others. My rules, my truth, my goodness, and others, the world. And again, this is the game of life in the world. It's not even of life itself as it is, as I has created me to be, as it's flowing me through me. These are the rules of life in the world, right here on earth. So in this process, there was this split, constant split between me, who I am, what I choose freely, unconditioned, unbounded by any outside laws or rules, and others, the world. So this split, this rupture, this misalignment, dislocation, dismembering has been the way we've been pursuing life in the world. Constant struggle, constant fight, constant split between me as I am that I am that I was created to be even before I stepped into this world, and the ways and the expectations and the rules and the bondage of the world. So if we make a U-turn now from the outside to within and realizing that everything from the outside actually has been at this point very well internalized. So the voice of others, the voice of mother, father, teachers, aunts, anybody out there that impose certain rules, now they are part of my own voice. So this rule, if I am good, I will have a good life. I will have it good in life. I will get everything good. Being good, what does it mean to be good in my own eyes now? Because now is the inner judge, is the so-called ego, is me before even God himself. Before I go to the final judgment at the end of life here and allow myself to be judged, the ultimate judgment, the judgment, am I good or bad? Do I go to heaven or hell? Before passing that ultimate exam, here I am with myself. Am I good or am I bad? And before seeing that, let's go with the bad. The bad that I've been avoiding my whole life. Being, being a bad child, being a bad daughter, a bad son, being a bad student, being a bad friend, being a bad wife or husband, being a bad parent, being bad. Let's go with this. Let's open up to this. And no matter how painful, no matter how much we want to avoid, to escape this space in the basement, the space of darkness, of shadows, let's dare to be with it. What if even for a few moments now, I allow myself to be bad, as bad as I could possibly envision? Everything that I haven't been allowed to be to express, to behave, to say, to choose. What if, and even only for a few moments, I invite you to dare to give yourself this space. I allow myself to be bad. I allow myself to be angry. I allow myself to be everything that I wasn't allowed to be and I didn't allow myself to be my whole life. I allow myself to be bad. And let's be with it. Let's stay with this. No matter how uncomfortable, no matter how distressing. I let myself be the bad one. Be bad. I break free. I no longer care because I might have seen how being good, trying so hard to be good, hasn't played out very well for me. Somebody said it to me recently. Being good was bad for me. Being good in the eyes of others versus being free, being me, choosing freely, following my ways, following my truth, following that voice inside that always told me the truth, told me the right way, told me everything that was off, and I didn't listen to. I didn't trust it because I chose instead to trust others, to trust the world with every character in it. I didn't believe myself. I didn't choose my truth, but instead I doubted myself. I didn't trust myself and trusted the world. And this has been the biggest scams of our life, biggest fooling. And of course, because at the core of anger, there is the feeling of unfairness, of injustice. And this game of life, this rule, if I'm good, everything will be good. I believe this rule, I followed this rule. And what did I get instead? Where is the goodness? Where is receiving from the world everything I was promised to the promised land? Where is the promised land? When I give myself away, I sacrificed everything. I abandoned myself. I betrayed myself. I didn't trust myself. I let myself play small. I made myself almost not exist because I believed that if I'm good in the eyes of others, I will get the good. Where is the good now? So this unfairness, this game hasn't been played fairly. Whoever gave me these rules, they didn't play them themselves. Moreover, I see that the ones that were bad got it better. The black sheep in the family, the ones that were blamed for, the ones that dared to follow the rules, even early on, they got it better. They are not sick, they didn't get the cancer, they are not trapped, they follow their ways, they follow themselves. They were disapproved, judged by every righteous person around. The more righteous, the harsher the judgment. But those judging were left with their righteousness, with their judgments of how good they show to be and how bad others are. But no matter how good they try to convince themselves to be, they judge others for not following the rules because they might be miserable inside. They don't want to see their truth. They insist on playing by these rules, by these games, and now they are the ones in the power because they somehow believe, convince themselves that they are the good ones and they have the right, the privileges, they earn the privileges to judge others harshly, to put them even in fire, believing that they will go to hell. And in the meantime, in this world, the so-called bad ones, in the eyes of the world, the ones that didn't choose the rules of the world, but they chose themselves. They chose their truth. They chose and had the courage to break free from the demands of the world, from the expectations of the world, from the carrots of the world, and to follow their ways. And how deeply we might even envy them, and how angry we might even be. How dare they to break free? How dare they not to sacrifice themselves, not to do the right thing? How dare they to be selfish, to choose themselves instead of the world? How dare they? And because we feel bitter about that, we have at least the right to judge them, feeling righteous about it, instead of feeling happy and free. So the price is the bitterness, is the right to judge, to condemn, to blame, to see them as not right, to see them as bad. And they have the price of being free, 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 free of the bondage of the world, free to be themselves, to be what they are. So let's make this shift, each of us now. Let's step into that space beyond good and bad in the eyes of the world, beyond right or wrong, beyond beautiful or ugly, stupid or smart, foolish or wise, beyond any split of any form or color or shape of good or bad. Beyond, beyond, beyond. Let's step now into this new space of I am free. 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 I am free to be. To be what I am. I give myself the freedom. I set myself free. I break all the bondage, all the chains, all the ropes, all the rules. I break free from everything that I agreed to from the world, from the rules of the game of life in the world. I break free. I step into this new space within myself where I can just be. Be free. Be as I was created to be. before I even step into this world. I am, I am, I am, I am as I was created to be, but by what created me. I am in the likeness of what created me. I am free. 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 I am. So